into my life and to save me. And he will do that. So God bless you, God keep you, and have a wonderful Mother's Day until we meet again.
Amen. Amen. We give God the praise. We want to thank you there, Sister Christine Moore, for coming in and you instead of Sister Hattie Pope, a job well done. And I'm quite sure, which I know is that something was said to help someone along the way. So you have a blessed, wonderful day.
All right, you too.
Yeah, we have Brother Sean, and he's here. He's ready to go. He's ready to roll with us on this Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy Mother's Day, there, Miss Rolene.
Oh, thank you.
May God bless you. She's still rolling right along. Okay, this is none other than Deacon Greg Harris, and we thank you for listening in. Thank you for tuning in, and thank Brother Sean Williams for sitting in with me last Sunday. I felt better and satisfied. I said, well, I ain't got to worry about it. There's gonna be someone there.
No,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
So have a blessed day within the Lord, and I'm going to. He's right here, right behind me. He's gonna push me out this seat.
Oh, no.
No, I know.
Ain't no pushing down here.
Okay, so have a great day. And I'm gonna leave you with this, and then he's right here on his way.
I turned it on. There you go. You ready? It should be good.
All right, y'all know what to do.
Right.
Y'all know what to do. Count with me. Check. Uno.
Okay. It's in your hand. What's going on, everybody?
How you doing?
All right.
So I don't mind. I was running here. I talked about keeping it loud. Walk and stand around. Try to make it happen crowd. Come on now. Y'all come on and help me say my journey now. I won't change it. My journey now. It's hard. I won't change it. I won't change it. I'm on my journey now. Say it again. I'm on my journey. Say I'm on my journey. Can anybody testify that you're on your journey? Can anybody testify that you're on your journey? I won't trade nothing. I won't trade nothing. No, I won't trade nothing. Not my money, I won't trade nothing. Not my will, I won't trade nothing. What makes it profitable, I won't trade nothing. Gain the whole world, I won't trade nothing. Surrender, I won't trade nothing. Lose his soul, I won't trade nothing. I won't trade nothing. I won't trade nothing.
All right, you said it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I won't trade nothing. I won't trade nothing.
Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, all our listeners down here at WEFT 94.1 on your FM dial. You can give us a call down here at 217-359-9338. I thank the Lord for you on this Sunday morning, this Mother's Day Sunday morning. I'd like to start the morning out and say good morning to my mom, Miss Rolene Brumfield, my wife, Tanya. I thank the Lord for you guys. My sisters, happy Mother's Day on this Sunday morning. And to everybody out there that's a mother, a grandmother, people that fill in the gaps for mothers, a good Mother's Day to you on this Sunday morning. Share this mic with my good close counterpart here is Jimmy Pettigrew. Bless that mic for me one time.
Hey, what's up, Champagne Abandoned Radio Land? Hey, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
to my aunties, my cousins, my sisters, my sister-in-laws. Happy Mother's Day to all these. Special happy Mother's Day to my wife. Happy heavenly Mother's Day to my mom. I miss you very much. And no day go by that I don't think about you. I love you, and thanks for looking down on me on this day.
I know that's right, Jimmy. So I thank the Lord for you. Let's get a song in. Let's get a song in because we're so thankful. Let's get another song in before we get started. Call somebody and let them know. Shine and Jimmy on the radio this morning with Unity for the Community. Thank the Lord for you. Let's roll with this song.
Day's journey, and I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's another day's journey, and I'm glad. You know that I'm so glad to be here. Can y'all bear with me? Come on. It's another day's journey, and I'm glad. Are you glad? I'm so glad. It's another day's journey, and I'm glad. You know I'm so glad to be here. You know I got my help and strength in you, and I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. You know I got my help and strength in you, and I'm glad. You know to be. You know
Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you once again. Good morning to you. The views and opinions expressed here, those of the speaker, and do not necessarily represent those of WEFT's Board of Directors, Station Manager, or Prairie Air Incorporated. I thought it just we really didn't have a whole lot, so we will stick in the realm of Mother's Day. Correct. So Jimmy, I you know me, I'm always pulling some articles and stuff like that. So I guess I'll start our conversation off with where does Mother's Day come from? I thought I would do a little research. And so Mother's Day is a holiday honoring mothers that is observed in different forms throughout the United States. Mother's Day in 2023. Mother's Day in 2023 falls on Sunday, May the 14th. The American incarnation of Mother's Day was created by Anna Jarvis in 1908 and became an official U.S. holiday in 1914. Jarvis moved it from the calendar while dates and celebrations vary. Mother's Day is traditionally involves presenting moms with flowers, cards, and other gifts. And so I'll park right there while I see what Chick wants. I hope this stream is working. It looked like I could see it on the board. Oh, he said make it public. Okay. And so so stick right there. How have you always seen Mother's Day represented in your family with flowers, gifts, and those type of things?
Well, Sean, I love, and that's my mom. She queen. She
brought me out of bed. She took care of me when nobody else would.
Right.
And you miss them. You know, every son, every love their mother to the fullest. You know? And you try to do the best you can for your mother, and you hate to see your mom struggle, go through anything that harms her, because when it harms her, it really harms you.
Right.
You know? And when you try to do the best you can for your mother, it goes a long way for them. They see that, and they look forward to you being beacon for somebody else, not just them, but being a beacon of light for everybody. You know, and that's what I think about my mom. My mom was a beacon for everybody.
Yeah.
She helped everybody when she can. She had a joke for you when you wanted one. She was very serious when she needed to be, and she took care of business when she needed to be. You know, and that's what all these mothers that we talk about today, they do. They take care of business when it needs to be taken care of. You know.
Right. And so that's awesome. That's so awesome that you know, to have moms and to have moms standing in the gap. And I was gonna get through a few more detail about the mothers and mothers' roles extended into the day where more mothers are running household, correct, and being the backbone. Brother Hub, he's loud, you know, he's always loud, you know, and so he had a loud program yesterday about the backbone of the Black home. Right. And the backbone of the Black home being mothers. Mothers are standing in the gap across this country. They have been for a long time. We're going to get into some more detail. Why there's some technical stuff over here. Plus that mic for us, Brother Hub. You and Jimmy kind of go back while I get this straight now technical.
Just another day journey. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad. That sounds like some British pedigree said. And you hear me? I'm glad about it. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the mothers that awarded this amazing, and Sean talked about the backbone. Dr. Barbara Washington was our speaker, and she broke the backbone down so deep. What the backbone in your body is, how many different moving parts it is, and then she related it to the distinguished mothers that we honor, which was Kendra Allen Bonham, Valerie Ammons, Shana Calhoun, Melinda Carr, Stephanie Cockrell, LaShonda Cunningham, Dr. Barbara Gillespie, Dr. Dana Gilling, Maggie L. Perry, 98 years old, Arthea Rogers, Kenitra Shelby, Linda Turnbull, which also received an honorary doctorate, and Renee Westville. And so shout out to those honorees. Yes. And so, but real quick, Mother Perry, she wasn't able to come, but I was listening to you talk about your mother and how she moved in the community. My mom was 16 when she had her first child, 17 when she had twins, which made her have 3, and 18 when she had Angela. And then she had me at 21. And so Mother Perry helped teach her how to be a mother. But then my mother taught the community of mothers how to move in a community. Correct. And so it took me back to that backbone that Dr. Gillespie was talking about. And so the mothers are so precious. Also, shout out to Sandra Kinney, who gave an awesome welcome. Sister Avery Patterson, who did the scripture, and my wife Stephanie, who did everything. And so it was just amazing time yesterday, just amazing. You know, on my ride here, thank God for 10 more minutes. The Lord gave y'all 10 more minutes today. I thought I was going to be 5 minutes earlier. That was 5 minutes. The Lord will give you 10 minutes, man. Yes, that's a sermon. I ain't going to get it
for a good cause.
Try to be grateful. The Lord gave you 10 minutes, man. Yeah. Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Oh, man, you doing good. I like listening to you, man. I like listening to you. But, you know, our mothers in this community, man, you know, they do a lot. They do a lot. And like what Sean said, the mothers now are taking control of the household. And the fathers are staying back and taking care of the house and cooking doing all things while the wives are going out and making a living and doing big things in the community and for their jobs and stuff like that. And I commend all you women for doing that. You know, that you're doing a great job. You know, you're looking out for your kids and your husband, and you being the soul center of the universe in your family. You know, and the matriarch is what they call it. You know, and we need that, man. We need our mothers. We need our older mothers to keep our community going and growing in the right direction. You know, and the mothers in the church, they play a big role. You know, all the mothers in the church, they play a big role. You know, I remember when I was a kid going to the Church of Living God, Love Corner, and Councilor Mullen, she always stayed on me. You know, Sister Carter, she always stayed on. Miss Gelton, they always stayed on me to do right. Not just me, but it was all of us. And they weren't just people in the church. They were mothers to other children. They mothered me while I was going to that education. So, man, we need all these mothers to keep going in our community, to keep our community right, and to keep our kids going in the right direction. You know, we have a lot of kids, preferably young ladies right now, fighting a lot, you know, and we need our mothers to touch them kids, them young ladies, and tell them how to be a lady and how to carry yourself as a woman. You know, for when you start to be a mother, you know what to do and what to do. Right. You know, we don't have that right now. These kids are being mothers real early in life. You know, these young ladies are being mothers real early in life. And they don't know what direction to take. Right. But we need our older mothers to guide them, like, to do this and not do this. I know it's a hard job because a lot of these young girls don't like to listen. Like when we were coming up, we liked to listen. But as you stay steadfast in your faith and steadfast on them, they're going to change the way. Right. You know, you just gotta don't give up on them. Right. You know, and listen to them.
You can't give up. You can't give up. One of the things I say, Sean, they want you to make it public so they can all see it. One of the things, Jimmy, that I talk about is they want you to make it public on your Facebook. Yeah. One of the things I talk about is people always run back and say it's the parents, right?
Right.
And so I'm not saying that that's not true, but we can't put the whole decision on the parents, because if the parents is messed up, we can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
That's where the village comes.
Yes, sir.
That's where the village comes.
Yes, sir.
It takes a village.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I when I hear it's the parents, it rubs me the wrong way, because that's a given. That's rhetorical.
Mm-hmm.
But since we know it's the parents, what we gonna do? We can't hang our hat on that excuse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that it's the parents. And what one of the things you said that really made me think. You know, I've been reading in the paper. There's been a lot of stabbings and women shooting each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the women are competing with the man for the gun violence.
Correct. And it's sad because, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he stays by King School at the park area. Mm-hmm. We always give our cookouts.
Yes, sir.
And he called me like, Jimmy. I said, what's up? He's like, man, you guys need to do a show about how much fighting the young ladies are doing.
Yeah.
You know, he said, I
noticed that.
He said, I was sitting in the park, and a group of young ladies came out there, and they just started fighting each other. And the worst part of that was, it was older women bringing them there to fight. You know, and he went on to say how sad he felt for that, because, you know, as older men we wasn't used to women or young girls being so active and fighting like that. You know, we had a few girls in our area that they'll bring the pain, but for the most part, we didn't see that a lot in our area. You know, the most part was the young men that was getting down. You know, the young ladies stood back and looked at it, but now that the times are changed, and these young ladies are fighting at a random rate right now.
They're angry.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, they're angry because they ain't got no daddy, they ain't got no father figure. They're angry.
Nobody that listen to them.
They're angry because the guys their age don't want to make love. They want to play Xbox.
Mhm.
So they angry.
You don't want to be intimate and they talking with them, you know. If you know, when we were coming up, we knew that girls, they like to be talked to and like to laugh and like to, you know, do fun things. And when you're so serious with them, they don't move to the left of them, you know. And you got to play that, you know. I told my girl, I said, girls mature faster than boys. You know what? You can take a girl that's 13 and a boy that's 13, and you see that young girl, she's more mature going down in her thinking compared to this young boy that's 13. And I told her, I said, when you go in this room, always think that you're going to be looked at. You know, you're a young lady, your judgment, your talk, what you do is going to be looked at. And you got to realize that, and it's going to start early. You know, this start early, like when you're in third grade or something like that. And they look at these kids and they analyze these kids from girls and boys, and they look at their rights and they look at all the wrong they do, and they carry that to them all the way up to they grown. Right. You know, so us as men and women, we got to help these young girls come along because they're fighting at a random rate. They're hurting each other at a random rate. They're gang banging more than the boys is right now. And to me, that's unheard of. It got to be a change in that way. We got to change these young girls' thinking.
Right. So Jimmy, I'm dissecting what you're saying. Forgive me for the technical stuff that's going on behind the scenes. This new technology, I'm still trying to get abreast to. And so we're trying to do some restream. So
One thing about it, you gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Oh, yes, sir. No
I'm
doubt.
on YouTube.
No doubt.
I'm
No
gonna figure it out.
doubt. You see.
I'm a hard
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But one of the things about it, Jimmy, peeling on your back, is that you taking her somewhere. She got a rock to go back to. And so you don't have to worry about the women that's within your environment, your ecosystem, getting frustrated because they got you. They got some people, some men to go back to.
Yeah.
And so when you see the frustration that Brother Hub's talking about, we did a program over at Brother Hub's church. Big shouts out to Mother Underwood. Happy Mother's Day to you. Over at Brother Hub's, Pastor Hub's church. And so we were dealing with some young ladies. That day we was dealing with some young ladies. And Brother Hub did this scenario with him. He said, you know, back in the day, every girl in the hood was getting sweated by some guy.
No doubt.
You know, it was some guy got a full court press on him, man. Okay. So Hub said, you know, back in the day, if I liked somebody and then you might slip them a note and say, hey, would you go with me?
Yeah.
And then she answered back and you had yes or no.
Yeah.
Right. And she circled yes. Now we go together, right? And so then Brother Hub said, he said, so what is your response should be if he asks you, could we go together?
Right.
And all the young ladies, about 5 young ladies, and they all responded. And most of them responded like, I don't know, or I don't know, you know, those type of things. And one little young lady said, where we going?
Yeah. Yes,
Right.
Yes, sir.
Where we going?
That's good.
And we said, right on.
Yes.
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
Because anybody you connect with should take you somewhere.
Correct.
If you're going to build a relationship with somebody, they need to be taking you somewhere. And you need to have a clear view.
Right.
A clear view. It should be a distorted view of where we going.
Correct.
And so many guys in these ladies' lives that give this distorted view of where we're going. They make a bad family, which make a bad mother, which make a bad father, which make a bad household, which make a bad community.
That's correct.
That's it.
You know, which equals out once you finish doing the X's and the O's and the trigonometry, it ends up saying gun violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we just got a young lady that just got shot this past weekend in Champaign.
Wow.
To gun violence.
Yeah. They carrying them too, man. They're carrying guns too. And if the situation that went down like that, you hate to see women or young girls go that path. That path ain't good, man. It ain't good for boys. It really ain't good for girls. You know, it really ain't good for a girl to be gang banging or doing it because when they go in there in the system, they have it more rougher than guys do. They don't, you know, the young girls don't know how to be rough and rugged in the penal system, in the court system, you know. They get frailed up and shut, you know, jittery and crying and stuff like, because they're not used to that type of situation. You take Brittany Griner, how she was when she got incarcerated abroad, you know, and she cried every day. She talked about how she cried. She had to cry herself to sleep, you know. So women and girls, they have a rougher time trying to go to the joints and go to jail and do that. And that's why it's not good for young ladies to take that route, you know.
Because it's an chemical makeup,
Right.
emotional creatures.
Yes.
They got a different piece of DNA that God had put in them than what we have in us.
Well, we talked about a young man yesterday. Shout out to the Vogue Club. I spent about shout out to my wife too. She allowed me to. I spent about 5 hours out at Douglas Park, and I had an amazing time. I had to have the Holy Ghost, so I didn't get no contact. There was a lot of blazing going on out there, but the Holy Ghost kept me. And then he reminded me about Dunbar Court. I really got glad about it. But just an amazing time. No, just love being shown. They gave the mothers who kids had died by gun violence, they gave them free meals and flowers. Just an amazing time. But the point I wanted to make was you got to be taking folks somewhere.
Yes.
And the vision has to be clear, concise, with brevity. And so I just had so many ideas out at Douglas yesterday. God was just feeding me with ideas, and I want to stick on the point about it's not just when a guy asks a girl to go with him. Any type of leader or any type of leadership, you got to take people somewhere physically and spiritually. And so without a vision, the people will perish. So we as leaders, we got to be able to take folks somewhere, whether it's they were doing a fundraiser. Well, why y'all charging this? Because we're going to give out backpacks for Champagne and Benedict. The Vogue gonna give out, and so it takes money to do that. And so we selling these dinners. Yeah, it's Mother's Day, but we selling these dinners. You got to be able to take people somewhere. And me and Sean were sitting there talking about it. But the amazing amount of people that was out there, it was just amazing. It was almost like a family reunion. And so I just big shouts out to the Vogue Club. I had a great time yesterday, and we have to continue in our little silos building this thing called community. And if you have time, go to my Facebook page and listen to Dr. Barbara Gillespie. She spoke about 25 minutes on the backbone of the Black home, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
You know, one of the things that I was so proud of my brothers on yesterday, because just seeing the growth, right? And so going from chaos to calmness, right. And what we call it in community work is restorative justice. Clean up what you done messed up.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and, you know, by giving that back and by and the maturity that you said, you know, we always think it's an age, right?
Right.
I was just talking to somebody, right, that said, yeah, I'm up and have this conversation with my son because he's finna turn 18 and he finna get up out of here, you know, and we finna be empty nesters.
Right. And with that one, you know, you gotta have the talk before he turned 18. You gotta get him, you know, used to the talk. And when he turned 18, you get the last talk you're gonna give before he go. He already gonna be, you know, steadfast in what you're doing because he's gonna be working it already. Because you're gonna be, as a parent, you're gonna be on him to do that.
Right.
You know, you don't wait till 18 to get talk. You know, especially with young men, you gotta get that talk to them because the young Black man, we go through a whole lot of stuff, right? We dealing with personal issues, we dealing with police issues, and we dealing with family issues, you know. So when you telling a young man to do a certain way, you got to tell him what you did and express how you did and show them the way to go.
Mhm.
You know, you just can't say, "Well, wait till 18 and say, I'm gonna give you a talk."
Both of them.
We had talks. My mother, I put it on my mom.
Mhm.
My mom was talking to me at an early age about how to treat a woman, how to be what, how to cook, how to clean. She had stored all that in me before I got 18. So when I got 18, I already knew how to do it.
Well, it was biblical.
Right.
What she was doing was biblical, training up a child
Yeah.
in the way they should go.
The way they should go.
They didn't say in the way he should stay.
Right. The way it should go.
He's
And it don't
65 years
necessarily
old,
mean he gonna go
yeah.
like that right away. He said when he get old,
When he get old, he's mature.
when he get that foolishness out of him, when he's able to sit at the barbecue and not be in charge and still function.
Correct.
But my two daughters, Cecily and Shamika, they don't believe in that. They don't believe in that. They said, the mother folks don't put their kids out at 18. They can stay there long as they want and make them a productive citizen. She said, my daughter said that's a bad mindset to just push them out there
So
and not prepare them, as Jimmy was saying.
so let's go down this path.
Right. You gonna tell the story
And
that
I'm
gonna knock you off your story.
I've been thinking about this thing for a long time,
Mhm.
right? And watch some stuff and listen to some stuff. So we can go all the way back because they always say go back to history. Mother say always, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. So let's go back so everybody can catch up. So back even when slavery, right? Mothers seen their spouses or husbands go through so much beatings and whoopings and embarrassment and trauma that they wanted to protect their sons from it. So they made their sons be submissive and passive and this and that. So over the years, these mothers have, it's just generational where these mothers been doing that, protective and my boy, my baby, my this. Now what you see, if I ain't got a man, I'm gonna throw it all at my son. Keep 100. Now, a lot of times we don't like to say the tough stuff.
Right.
You know, we'll think it,
Won't say it.
won't say it.
Right.
Now I'm gonna tell the truth.
You gonna say it.
Because I was a barber. I was a barber for 30 years. And I'm telling the girl, worry more about what's in his head than on his head. Oh, Sean, I need him to have the designs over here. Like he got braids right here. He got 4 gold chains on. You know what I'm saying? He got
3 years old.
He got the latest gear on. He got brand new Jordans on.
Yeah.
83.
But can he read?
Right.
Can he write his name? Can he spell cat? Can he spell dog? Can he speak a full sentence? You know, you got vision for college in his future. Are y'all putting something up? Are y'all putting something away for his college plan? So we can go somewhere. We had graduations this weekend.
Right.
And just because you graduate don't mean you're gonna make it. Because they done lowered the standards so low that just if you show up, man, shut up,
You got A.
and sit down, and you get an A+.
Yeah.
Because the standards done dropped so much. So with the No Child Left Behind, ain't nobody trying to, spare the rod, spoil the child. And that might not just mean my beating, but that mean my discipline, making you go somewhere. I think the Bible talks about it, and you probably can reference on it, is that when you building these kids up, it's like an archer. Pull them back
Children
down.
are arrow.
And you got a dead target.
Yeah, they the arrow. You the
You
bow.
intentional.
You the bow, they the arrow.
Yeah, you intentional on what you
Yes,
got
sir.
going on.
Yes, sir.
But we just still shaking the dice.
I intentionally, every time Bam go to a track meet, he always wants to go around certain people. And I intentionally foster that. I foster that because I'm training him up to be in diversity. I'm training him up to lead Asians, white folks, Indians. No, you ain't gonna just lead no black folks, son. You're gonna lead everybody. So in order to, he who wants a friend must first show himself friendly. So Bam, he's anointed. I mean, everywhere he go, they love him. He's 3 years old, but he loves everybody. He want to hug everybody. Now later on, I'm gonna have to teach him you can't go hugging on everybody. Right. But I'm training him exactly what you said. I'm the bow. He's the arrow. And I'm training him to love God's people, man, so he can lead them all, not just a certain race. I want him to be a blessing to God's people. And so you right on target with that. We gotta think globally
Yeah.
and act locally.
You know, I had the great opportunity this past week to, my wife been taking care of the grandbaby for, this week, helping out. And so I met him out at the park, out in Hessel. And I was able to sit back on the park bench and watch the kids interact with each other. And I'm watching white kids, Latino kids,
Yes, sir.
black
Yes, sir.
kids,
Yes, sir.
you know, interact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They colorblind.
Yeah, they colorblind. Yes, sir.
They don't know about race. They don't know about racism.
Yeah.
You know, I see it every day. I see black kids play with white kids. I see white kids play with Indian kids. Indian kids play with Mexican kids. I see this every day.
And we mess
So due to ignorance, you know, I tell Boo Boo, look, they gonna be your friends gonna be twerking. So you got to be locked into what you're doing so they don't influence you.
Right.
You influence them. I'm giving them the game at 5. Daddy, what's twerking? This is twerking. We don't do that. We read. Right. And I'm setting her up already to be able to influence the twerkers, because the twerkers ain't got no daddy like me.
Right.
You hear me? The average 3 and 5-year-old ain't got no 58-year-old dad who's been through hell and hot water. You see what I'm saying? So I'm already setting them up, and then I can. My son had them yesterday. Took them to Elevate, and Cecily gets. I'm letting them hang with their older sisters and brothers so they can relate with them a different way. But that's what you're talking about with that. But let me get this in here. Sean say snippet. Let me give you a snippet of what Dr. Gillespie did yesterday, and I like it. I'm gonna incorporate it in my home. Dr. Gillespie said when they was young, when Daryl Johnson, I can't remember the daughter name, was they had family night. And on family night, you was able to say whatever you want to your mom and daddy, whatever you want, what you did like, without no discourse, without getting slapped in the middle of next week, right? And so it gave them a voice. I liked that, man. And so Daryl, who shout out to Daryl Gillespie, we went to Yankee Ridge, Brookings, and Banner High together. He was 2 years, but he just got his doctor's PhD, and he told Dr. Gillespie, the most important thing you gave me was a voice.
You know, you made me think about something, because Miss Davis, R.P. Miss Davis, she passed away a few years ago. But I was at a cookout one time, and so I'm at the cookout. She had all the boys around, her family, grandkids, and it was somebody's birthday. And what they did on that birthday is that she was the matriarch, and she said, "Hey, y'all come on around, Sean, you do the prayer. I'll do the prayer." And then she said, "Y'all get around, and then you say something, whether it's good or bad, about the person in the circle. So you get that out the way." See, now we ain't got to tote the baggage, because we got it out the way in front of the whole family.
Yes, sir.
And that's that family network that we need that's missing. Because
They're
we
not
got no
waiting.
ill will.
Right. They're not waiting to, and you know how they back. You know how families do. They I don't know what's brother Thorne gonna come on. What do you think he is? But they gave you time. You can say all you want to say out right now. Because I want to hear all what you got to say to me.
Yeah.
Don't say it behind me. Say it in front of me and face forward.
With the whole family. And it ain't that phone gossip. And all of those things that tear a family apart. You know, a lot of times our kids get messed up because we having these foul grown conversations in front of them. And you can see when folks been talking around the kids, because the kids are innocent, they honest, and they looking all crazy. See, we having these conversations and you get frustrated, you know, because life ain't going right. You're talking in front of your kids. When you should let kids be kids. Let them be in a place where they can grow into that.
Shawnee reminded me when I was in El Paso, Texas, we had about 1,500 members. And one time, my pastor was cold-blooded, you know, but every night, he's a comedian. He was a comedian too. I mean, not by trade, but he was a comedian. I mean, he used to have me rolling. But one time he went a little too far, and, you know, it was one of them pie in the sky messes, checks in the mail and all that. And he read me, and I didn't sit in the pulpit. I sat with my family. And so he read me, and he sent back for me. You know, you had to, it took an act of Congress to see him. You know, you just could walk in his office. And so, Elder Burnett, Pastor Johnson want to see you. I said, okay. And so I went back there. He said, man, you wasn't feeling that message. I said, I ain't gonna say I wasn't feeling it, Pastor, but let me tell you something, man. I'm really trying. I was going through, I had just got back from Iraq and stuff. I said, man, I'm really trying to walk this walk right now. I said, and I need you to keep the standards high. Don't you bring the word down to where I'm living, man. Because then I'm going to bust hell wide open. You keep that word up there where the Bible got it. And let me strive to get there, man. And so it's dangerous to change your standard and bring the word down where the people is, because you don't want them to be mad at you. You don't want them to feel you're a certain way. Don't give me no nursery rhyme, man, because I'm serious. I believe that there's a heaven and a hell, and I'm trying to make it. Keep that word up where it's supposed to be, man, and let me come on up there. Big James would say, come on, I got 900, get on up here to it.
You know, and you know that, and that's what's been a lot happening, right? We've been tweaking what the words standards are.
Let me say this real quick, John. Let me say this real quick. My congregation, some of them that's been there a long time, sometimes they quiver and shiver when I'm talking, because they can't fathom having their own school. They can't fathom having their own job. They can't even fathom that. And so what I tell them, you got to elevate your mind and free your soul. You got to open up your mind, else you ain't gonna make it.
Right.
You're not gonna make it here. You're gonna have to go somewhere. If you can't open your mind and see that our God, we serve the same God, St. Thomas More God, people serving, and Judah God. If you can't understand that, you might be at the wrong place. You might need to go where you can hear nursery rhyme, you know, because we ain't got but a little time on this earth. And so you got to hold the standard where it's supposed to be, man.
Yeah. So let's I'm gonna park here. So the Bible says, he who is free indeed.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Did I get that right, brother?
Yeah, and where the spirit of the liberty is, there's freedom. Yeah, you on
Okay.
top of it,
Okay.
Junior Bishop.
So, but if you've been living a life and your mother and your grandmother's been living a life of slavery in your mind, we can't even have the same conversation that you're talking about, because I never seen freedom. See, that's the slave that's the one that Harriet Tubman was trying to say, man, look, we leaving in the morning. They saying, I'm staying.
Right.
Master good. We go to the Bible. Yeah, the people that were the children of Israel. Okay, they murmuring, they talking about, man, Pharaoh treated us better.
Right.
After watching all these miracles, I'm showing you, I'm teaching you, I'm showing you, I'm doing miracles and wonders and all these different things. Open up the Red Sea, you seeing stuff that you've never seen before, but you want to stay stuck.
And they still with stuff.
That's what we dealing with. I mean, we study trying to move, and this is the hard part with community work, right? And all this grant money and stuff. They just want to throw some money in and push people forward. They're still stuck because they try to my instructor would say they dancing for they something. So they try to keep their job. So they like, okay, we need some more money, man. Throw it to these people, man, because we need some more answers.
Well, you know, when I saw us on TV, they heard through victory of violence on that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but you know what? Like I told my wife, hey, man, everybody want to be around greatness.
Yeah.
Victory over violence ain't had nothing to do with my backbone and back home. We've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden when they come on, but that's cool. That's cool because everybody want to be around
But
greatness.
that's because they don't have no solid solution, right? You know, everybody trying a little bit of this, try a little bit of that, try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that, get them a little bit, get them a little bit. You get a cop,
And you seeing all this money being dished out to these different organizations and these different programs that's supposed to help the community and the youth, and I don't see any changing going on. I still see gun violence. I still see young kids hanging out late. I still see kids don't have nowhere to go into something, you know. But where's this money going?
So we just went through this with the grandkids, right? It is programs.
Right.
It is some programs, some summer programs going on.
Yeah.
But it's the we call it the oh man, what's the people that protect the president?
Gatekeepers?
No, Secret
Service.
Service. Secret Service.
Yeah.
Secret Service. Yeah. We got these programs, but they secret.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you some other thing.
Yeah.
By us only having a few little major news networks, you will hear about stuff happening in Champaign off Decatur News. I'm keeping it 100. We
Yeah.
talked about this. You'll hear. I seen that the teacher at Stratton was teaching the kids a different way off Decatur News. She breaking it down in a hip hop version for them to understand
Right.
whatever her lesson plan was. But I heard it off Decatur News. I didn't hear it off Champaign News. And we got to widen our horizons. We cannot just stick to one certain thing. That's why when y'all get to talking about, man, you don't fellowship over here, we don't fellowship over there. Well, I might be able to go over to Brother Hub and hear it a different way. If God is everywhere, let me get a little bit over here and a little
You
bit over
definitely
here.
gonna hear a different way if you come to Brother Hub.
Let me
You gonna get it in the raw.
Yeah, let me get it a different way
Yeah.
because I might need it a different way. It ain't that I don't love you.
Right.
I just need it a different way.
Right.
And so when we started,
Shout out to Joe.
yeah, so when we start teaching and starting up on our folks to grow, because what's happening is that they get frustrated like the mothers.
Right.
When you see these kids out here cutting up,
Right.
they're not, because first of all, they're not walking in their gift.
Yeah.
Because if you're walking
Oh
in
my
your
God.
gift, when you work it, look at how he finna preach, he finna preach
I
this
gotta take
today.
notes.
He finna preach this sermon today.
Mhm.
All right. When you walk it in your gift, it comes a little easier. You're not so frustrated.
And it don't feel like work to you.
Oh man, come on,
It don't
man.
feel
Oh,
like
man,
when you
come
work,
on.
when you working in your gift, it ain't work. Cause you enjoying every part of your gift of what you're doing to it. You know? So and it's growing you inside and out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Your gift,
yeah.
your gift.
And the Bible says your gift will make room for you.
Yeah,
That means you can bring others.
yeah.
That means you can. And
You
the-
sharing your journey.
So let me say this: it's some great people doing some great power. One that's at the top of my list is Stephanie. What's Stephanie's last name? I just had it. She has the well. Her last name is Cockrell. She's doing an amazing job with the ladies, amazing. And so I was letting them know. I got three things real quick. Well, I can tie this into that. The Bible said, "Know those who labor among you." And I explained to the ladies that they were handpicked by God, not me. And Stephanie was just one of the examples that he said, man, grabs. I said, Lord, I don't even know her. He said, I know her. And so I broke it down to when the news gazette asked me, what would you say about these ladies? Before I could say anything, the Holy Spirit said, silent assassins. Some ain't in it. Some of them ain't in who's who. They ain't in the clique. They ain't in, but they in God's clique. And so what you were saying, Sean, we need to know those who labor among us.
Right.
Now I'm gonna flip that. Mother Gillespie came to me, said, man, why come I didn't know about Not on My Watch? Why come I didn't know about Backbone of the Black Hole? How you been doing this 10 years and I don't know nothing about it? I said, same way David, daddy didn't know he was supposed to be the king.
Right.
Because see, we ain't been tooting our horn. We've been putting in work.
Yeah.
We've been putting in work for 10 years,
They
man.
say when you work in silence, everything goes better. You trying to blast what you're doing, there's gonna be something trying to blast down what you're trying to do. So when you move in silence and you do your thing in silence, when it's time to bloom and come up, everybody knows this and this time to the label will show up.
Do you remember the time we had 27 pastors in the park? Sister DeVita, Nash, all of them. We had 27 pastors and all of them had an opportunity to pray. And I think it was you came to me and said, this ain't nobody ever got these pastors together. But we've been putting in the work. It's just our time, you know. And so I want to go back to your point. You got to know those who labor among you. If you got a leader, if you're the leader, you got to know people's gifts. Even if they don't know their gift, you got to see their gift in them. Else you ain't no leader.
Yeah. So we like to spread what we want to spread. We market what we want to market. Now, what I'll tell you is this right here, when we take it into a business setting, right? Business, when we're thinking about business, right? You've never seen the Arabs put a commercial on TV or none of that. Who blow them up in the hood? We do. You never seen the Koreans have a commercial about a Chinese restaurant. We do. We get to say, hey man, they got that what's that? The fried rice. They got that fried rice, and we start telling it around. So why can't we pass out? Hey, Brother Hub got a program. These people got a program. Canaan got a program. This got a program, and this is great. And talk it up if it's up, need to be talked up.
By the way,
it ain't. If it ain't.
By the way, when we was asking the girls, would you go with me? That was a financial literacy class. Yeah. I mean, because people don't understand your class, the classes you teaching is way bigger than finance.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
man.
Yeah, I just want, that's commercial.
Definitely, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
for Wall Street
and,
too.
and it's frustrating sometimes.
Mhm.
It's frustrating sometimes when we have all the stuff that's continuously happening, and we have programs that's in our different spaces that's viable programs, right?
I know Reese Patterson and Joe Bolton, they got a program they're doing for young
Ghetto
men.
Genius, yeah.
Ghetto Genius.
There's some amazing people.
Ghetto
doing
Genius.
stuff.
They got
I
a
mean,
lot of
yeah.
they got a lot of things going on with
You
that.
can't, I mean, Tracy Days just moving, just empowering so many people. It's some great programs. We just need our hands on that
Yeah.
to change this situation.
So I'll give you this here. I'll give you this here because sometimes I told a pastor this one time, man, if we don't know what you're doing, then we don't think you're doing that.
Right.
I'm just telling you straight up. I told him that, and they start getting up outside of that church and doing more in the community.
And I agree with you. You know, I said something a long time ago when I first started this program with you, Sean, about how all the pastors in this town, whatever church you go to, we all serving the same God. You know, whether you going to Hub Church, or you going to Free Will, you're going to Pilgrim, you're going to Love Corner, whatever church you go to, we serving the same God. So we should be able to get along with each other the same way that God churches get.
Well, you know, Jimmy, I was just in the service and I heard a minister in the pulpit, that preached to the congregation and told them, look, man, if you go over there because they do a lot of hooping over there, you go over there because they doing this here, when you neglecting your own space. I checked out. Because I'm a more seasoned Christian than that.
Right.
Okay, I've been in church all my life, man. I checked out on that because God is omnipresent,
Right.
and you saying if I'm not here, then I'm not gonna get what He
My
is.
blessing.
Well, he hanging his hat on. It's a
Yeah.
script. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying he might, let me put might in there, be hanging his hat on a man that don't take care of his house is working in empty.
Yeah, but that wasn't.
Yeah, that was the content.
But that wasn't the content.
Okay.
That wasn't
Okay.
even that scripture.
Yeah.
Even that scripture
Yes, sir. Yes,
wasn't
sir.
even set up for that.
No, but
We
you
gotta stop tweaking and twerking the
Okay.
scripture.
Right.
Twist. Don't forget twisted.
Because what you've been doing is you've been twisting people,
Right.
and that's why we haven't went nowhere,
Right.
and that's why we still becoming beggars.
Right.
Then we are supposed to be lenders, right?
Right.
And so we're not building up here.
Yeah.
We got to start giving people viable information so Monday morning
Yeah.
they can get up out of them lines,
Yeah,
right?
right,
And free
yeah.
themselves.
Right.
So we got to give them real
Hey,
freedom, man.
True story. My cousin, I ain't gonna say his name. My cousin we was at a church and the pastor looked at him and said, Lord said you need to give $100. And he ran out crying. I said, what's wrong? Man, I ain't got no $100. I said, well, then the Lord ain't told him that.
Yeah,
How the Lord tell you get $100, you ain't got it, man. But that's that twisting and twerking, man.
You got stuff just
If I could get, I'm gonna go there. No, I ain't gonna go there. Holy Spirit said, don't go there. I call the vision. I'll finna hit him, Sean, but the Spirit said, no.
No, you know, I had somebody that kind of said, hey, man, you know, with the program, I love the program, this, that, and this and that. And sometimes we can be a little bit negative. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to make you better. I'm just trying to make you aware. Don't let me run around with a boogie in my nose.
Yeah.
And nobody never say I got a boogie in my
And they're
nose.
watching it.
You know what I'm saying? You
Seeing
just
it,
watch it.
Everybody
You know?
talking about
And so everybody
Won't
talking
tell
about your breath being stinking and nobody ever
Nobody
says, look,
says
man,
that.
are you gonna slide me a couple pieces of double back?
Right.
You know, man, tell me I need to go see the dentist or
Right,
something. You know? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me fix this problem.
Yeah,
And that's where the frustration.
Don't put a bad-aid
Yeah,
on.
don't put no bad name on it with the door.
Yeah. And see, but the problem is this, man. The problem is this. When we see these people acting out around the country the way they've been acting out, it's because nobody's telling them that they a problem. We're passing kids through. I know it's some of these programs that's good programs, but when you get a kid 18 and all he been, and I'm keeping it 100, I ain't knocking nobody, I just want to make you better. And you give him a degree just because they done handed a tool bag, and you give him a degree, and then the father said, hey man, you're 18, man, you gotta get up out of here. Well, you putting them on the streets too early, too immature. So what do you think gonna happen? They gonna make a whole bunch of bumps in the road before they start getting it together. And this community right here don't do well with people trying to learn and fall down and pick themselves up because we knock each other. And so we like to expose the flaws, so to speak. And so we'll tear a person down. So what they have to do is uproot and move to get a fresh start. And we got so many people that's great people that have to leave Champaign-Urbana to get a fresh start because we don't like to help people grow.
We bury our wounded.
And so that's, I mean, and that mic drop. Mic drop. And that's and so when I'm telling these guys, and this guy was telling me that, it's not the fact that I want to try to degrade anybody or any of those things. I want to see you grow. I mean, unlike all the other funeral home guys, I'm not trying to see you there. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to see you there. Even though I'm in the bed, I'm not trying to see you there. It takes so much out me to deal with the situation. Because, I mean, I was doing somebody's mother's service, and I'm crying like it was my mom.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
On a Mother's Day.
Yes, sir.
Because it's tearing me up because I'm just even thought about my mom.
Yeah, you know,
You see what I'm saying?
you got guys that baby mom been gone for a long time, you know, and you got guys that still have their mom.
Yeah.
And my mom been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
And like I said, every day I talk to her
Yeah.
about she here.
Yeah.
Because I know she's looking down on
Yeah.
me and happy that the things I'm accomplishing in my life and doing in my life. And she always told me that, son, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
She told me that before she passed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I always remember
Yeah.
stuff my mom
Yeah.
does and helped me with and guide me through. She gave me my first car when I graduated from high school. She said, "Here, threw me the key."
Yeah.
She said, "Young, you ain't got to go to the store, so you can go yourself. You know, this your car." You know, and she did so much for me. But when I was wrong, she let me know I was wrong.
Yeah.
She never held me high on no pedestal or nothing like that. She checked me when I was wrong, and loved me when I was right.
Yeah.
You know,
When she checked you when you was wrong, that was love too.
that was love.
Real love. When I'm dealing with these young folks, you know, and I'm trying to get them to focus, and I say, man, you got to make somebody proud. And I said, man, my main goal is to make my mom proud.
Yeah.
I don't want her to run around here and say, man,
That's my son.
you know what I'm saying? I know some dads that hate they had their son. You see what I'm saying? Then they told me that, you know what I'm saying? Because of the embarrassment that's going on. And you don't want to embarrass your people, you know? And so I would say this here, man. I thank the Lord for my mom. Every time she didn't ever change the locks on any door, I get a set of keys. She got me a set of keys, and she got them in color now. She got them color coded now. So I know exactly where I'm going, you know? And I thank the Lord for that. But it's so many people that can't get the keys to their mama's house, man. That's not welcome. Don't be in here without me.
There's a lot of kids don't like their parents.
That's crazy,
And
man.
that's what I don't get.
That's
I
crazy.
hear so many disrespect when kids talk about their parents. It just sickens me to see that because, like you said, your mother is your backbone. She's your matriarch. You know, she does everything that she makes sure everything go right for you. She denied herself for you. Now I know my mother has denied herself to make sure I was good. And I know in this room, your mothers have done that.
Yes, sir.
She's going to sacrifice herself to make sure her son or daughter is doing better. You know, that's the mark of any good man. You know, and if you're not on that with your kids, that's why you see your kids acting out like that. Because you're not giving 110% of you for them.
Right. My parting comments, I've been in education for 13 years now, walked right out of the Army into education. And then the Army was a different form of education. So I'm gonna say 33 years, but my parting comments, the frustrating thing for me, Jimmy and Sean, is it ain't the kids. It's not the kids. It's not the kids. We adults gotta do way better than we doing. Because it's not the kids. It's really not.
Well, my parting shot is, you know, yesterday was graduation for the University of Illinois. And I want to give a shout out to my cousin, Kyra Robinson. Baby, you did it. She graduated from the University of Illinois with one of the most high honors you can get. She has several high honors. Several high honors. And today she's going back to the university because she got to go get some more honors. Man, go get your money, little cuz. I love you, and I see you later on today.
Yeah, you know, and I thank the Lord for you guys, man. Thank the Lord for all our listeners listen to us every Sunday morning as we ready to transition to Brother William Jones.
He clean too. He clean.
We all got a lot of high tech equipment.
That's Christmas chapter.
as this technology starts to advance. So I thank the Lord for you. Jimmy, keep on doing what you're doing. Brother Hub, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Continue to be a good uncle, cousin, you know, and that's what we need, man. We need more of our folks to know that, to focus in on our families, man. Bring our families back. Get back with the devil that took from us, man. Get your life back, man. Get yourself together, get your mind right, and so that you can
Get our family right and get our community.
yeah. So I thank the Lord for you. As we get you about ready there, Brother Jones. He's supposed to bring that.
Hey, Ray.
To plug in. And so how you doing there, Brother Jones?
Man, bless.
All right, happy
Mother's Day to those.
Good.
Have Mother's Day and graduation, and for those who are mourning the loss of their mothers not with them on today, but their people is going out to the grave sites on today. Which I know I am. I'll be heading out to the graveyard site to say my prayers and all of those who are definitely celebrating and also mourning the death of their mother. This is a great day, and wishing everyone out there to have a happy Mother's Day on today from all over. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We are right now doing this. This is the start of a new thing.
Right.
We ain't new to this, but we're true to this. And we got the 3 wise, man, and they're gonna break it down. They're gonna dissect and put it back together for you on this morning. And I'm gonna have them to introduce themselves. But we also want to let you know right out the gate, like the Kentucky Derby, the views